Hi there, my name is Danielle. I'm 24 and I am from San Marcos, Texas.
No, you haven't only been paying no. This hasn't been 2 years of payments. That's impossible.
I swear to you. I swear to you.
You haven't put a single cent on here in 2 years.
Not.
And you've only made a few $100s of progress. It would take 18 years to pay it off, only doing the minimum monthly payments. 18 years to pay off.
I think I
18 years to pay off.
I paid a really large amount. Half of that was damages to my previous apartment. It was ridiculous, really, really bad. Highest damages ever. So I definitely did not have I think it was like 2,300 lying around. And so that's where that came from. And now it's the no card because I cannot, obviously I have no room to spend on it. I don't even have that card right now. I lost it because my wallet got stolen a while back, and I haven't even activated another card like that because I'm just trying to pay it off. And I genuinely, I don't know if I should be paying more than the monthly.
You're not trying to pay it off. It doesn't look like it.
Fair enough. I guess, all the other, I don't know how much to do on these.
It's going to take 18 years. 18 years to pay this off via the minimum monthly payment.
Okay. So
18 years.
I just don't know how large of a payment I should be making.
Well, we're going to talk about that in the end when we go through your budget and then your debt payoff strategy, because this is dependent on your entire situation. But, likely if we went avalanche, you would want to start attacking this thing crazy.
Yes.
It says your credit score is at 628.
Oh. I tried. Well, because I tried.
Were you happy with that?
Well, no, but it was much lower not that long ago.
Thank you for not missing a payment on this. This one's still at 28.24% interest.
Oh.
Do you feel you understand now what interest means a bit more?
Yes. And for a little while that was like the student card, the Discover student card. So there was an interest on it for a while, and then I think I had like a year or something.
Again, it's a compounding thing. Like I explained in the market, that 28%, you're not just paying that on the current balance, but as that is amortized throughout the rest of the year and adds the interest, that adds the interest to the balance, and then you're paying interest on top of that new balance. So you're paying interest on the interest that accrued.
So I'm literally just paying interest like every month?
It says compounding. Yeah, your money's basically just going to the interest and then a little bit of principal, essentially.
God. I had no idea. That's terrifying, actually. Well, I mean, that card has been like the number one, again, like with it being the quote unquote no card. I just no card. I know. No, that's
this is the card. It's destroying your life.
Yes. No, seriously. I mean, I get it. My parents warned me with the credit card, you got to be careful.
Why didn't you listen?
I really thought I did. And
send this to every 18-year-old out there that just turned 18.
No, seriously. That credit card, I mean, it's been such a pain in the ass, seriously, because again, I know you said we're going to talk about it in a little while, but I don't know how to navigate,
we will.
How much to make it go lower.
First, we have a USAA card. USAA. Well, this balance is basically the same. So this is just going $4,414.75. So these balances, they're just going up.
Yes. So I initially got that card to help with my previous move. From
new purchases. I don't get it. Again, I want to see you do so well, just like any guest on the show.
Do you mean?
Yeah. Sorry.
I've been trying to use the USAA
the giggle
card.
Throws me off.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just like
I've been trying to use that more for like gas and stuff, or when
you have available credit of $85 for your gas. How in the world does this make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So it's because the interest rate is 0, right?
Yes.
Guess what? In November, it's not anymore.
Oh.
And you're keeping your balance at the back, so you're gonna allow a 30% interest rate to kick in? 22.15, still bad. You're gonna, since you're allowing, instead of taking advantage of the 0%, you're just keeping it. You just keep bouncing it right to the ceiling of the credit limit, and you're allowing that interest to start accruing in just 2 months, 2.5 months, 3 months, wherever we are. I mean, you're lucky there's no back interest.
What's back interest?
Doesn't matter because you don't have it, but essentially it's interest that is accruing on the back end well, you're at 0%, but if you pay off your card by the promotional period ending, you don't have to pay the interest. But if you don't, all that back interest comes and you have to pay it.
Okay.
That's not something you're dealing with here. But also, just don't take on any credit cards. You're not a credit card person. I don't want you to have to deal with it anyway. You wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know what you're doing, and that's fine. And that's fine. You don't need to be a credit card person. Not everyone needs to be a credit card person. Course Careers needs to come out with a certification on how to become a credit card person. The people over there, listen to that. Make that. Maybe I'll have to.
It's John Casablancas. That's the one that has a bunch of those purchases, right? It's like that. I'm pretty sure that's the one that I've been putting.
And USAA?
Yeah.
I thought you said it was rent. I thought you said it was the move.
Well, no. That was a Discover one that had a lot of the damage costs.
Yeah, Casablanca.
Yes. That's.
I want the Casablancas.
I think it's like I just looked at my account when I was canceling it. I think I paid off of that card. 1,200 of that is.
Oh.
Actually, I think it's 15.
For something that's like a hobby.
I guess I really wanted to believe it wouldn't be a hobby. And
what would he want to do more? Public health or that?
I don't know. There's so many. Okay, you're about to make so much fun of me, but it's like having to sit down and just do one thing every day until I die.
Well, then why do you have to spend? Okay, I get that. No, pursue it in the side. Absolutely. Once you are out of debt and you have an emergency fund, as long as you're contributing to retirement. Yeah, do it on the side. Absolutely. In fact, I wish I could start doing music again on the side. I would just kind of beat on it. Yes,
I didn't know you did music.
But it's on the side. I'm not going out there and I'm not dropping $3,000 on learning how to write music again.
Yes, well, the way they marketed it, they were like, look, you're paying all of this and this. However, once you get 1 gig, that's like $600. You're gonna get all of this money right back and pay all your
marketing
classes
team
off.
knows exactly the people they are selling to.
Yeah.
Me.
Well, and I didn't realize how much of an idiot I was until recently, when I see that I'm paying for all of these classes and I haven't even had the time to attend it. And I immediately was like, well, I definitely invested in something that I really wanted to believe. Like I would be there every weekend doing the thing, but it has just not been feasible for me.
How much can you power lift?
How much can I lift? So I squat 292 pounds.
Can you squat, Noah? The producer?
Probably. I don't know.
You want to get squatted in the post show? That could be fun. We'll see if she can squat the producer in the post show.
Cool.
If they both consent, if they're both okay with it.
I bench 190 pounds and then I deadlift 340.
You could deadlift
pounds.
me. Wow.
Thank you. Actually, I just competed. I used to be the president of the university powerlifting team, so it was pretty cool. That's
nice to meet you, Mr. President.
Thank you. But I just did a competition not long ago, and they were giving out money. I really was hoping I could be one of the people to win money from that competition, but I just didn't make the cut.
Okay, so your minimum monthly payment on this, well, it's marked at 0 because you made a payment at the time of the statement being hit. What's the normal payment on this minimum?
The minimum is probably like $20, I think. But
okay, that's gonna contribute.
Well,
nothing.
but I don't pay the minimum payment, and so
No, that's fine. You pay a little over on each, but it still takes 22 years to pay this one off with the minimum monthly payment only.
Okay.
Upstart. What do we have an Upstart loan for?
Upstart, that's the one that I did for all the move-in costs. That was the one that I told you I finished off with the audit.
Hey, and the minimum monthly payment for this Upstart is $122. Now that's chunky and 41 cents.
Yes.
What's the balance out on this?
Yeah.
You just started this and it's $4,300. You have so many $4,000 loans. You're addicted to $4,000 loans. If you see a loan that has the ability to have $4,000, you're like, sign me up.
Well, wait, can you take $500 off of that though? Because my boyfriend, he didn't have the best credit score at the time, so I wanted to be helpful, and I told him like I'll keep.
Did he pay for it yet?
Yeah.
He gave you $500.
No. He's helping contribute to the monthly payment every month.
And why would I take $500 off of that? If he's just contributing to the monthly payment, that's still the balance you owe.
Yeah. Well,
how much do you put towards the minimum monthly versus him?
For this one?
Yeah.
Well, since I just started it, I'm just doing the 122, and
You said he's adding more.
No, he's paying part of the 122 too.
Yes. How much?
Like $50 of it. And then he'll stop making those payments when he reaches 500.
Minus 50. So For a bit, you're paying $772.41 of your own money. Okay. 2 payments so far out of this multi-year loan.
Yes. Well,
this is insane. What's the interest rate at? I don't see. What's the interest rate at?
I want to say that they said that there was just like a big sign-up fee and there wasn't going to be one.
What was the big sign-up fee? Because that may as well have been the interest baked in up front.
It was like $300, I think.
So you borrowed $4,000 and then $300 was the fee?
You do really well with the calculator. You'd be a great math teacher.
No, I wouldn't. I can't do math. That's why I'm using the calculator.
Fair enough.
7.5% essentially was added onto this.
I felt like that loan was an emergency one because I knew I didn't.
Emergency. You moved out with having to pay 2 things that you couldn't afford. It was stupid. It didn't make sense for your situation at the time. Every once in a while, yeah, some people have to do that. And maybe you did, but it's still, you didn't go about it the right. Even still, that's why. How long were you working at Black's?
3 years.
You could have had an emergency fund. You could have paid for this in cash if you really needed to.
Yeah.
So this emergency loan is just stupid.
I honestly I didn't anticipate all the the deposit and all of that to be as much as it was.
What are you talking about? Did you not ask them? What the f you mean? Well, you borrowed the money without knowing how much this was? What are you talking about?
No.
It's like buying a car without knowing the price. Oh, I'm going to buy this Lamborghini. Oh, this was $200,000?
No.
Well, I thought it was $50,000.
It was my first time moving into a house, and the lady, which for the record, they do not communicate well, but she made it sound like
let's borrow for that.
Well, I thought it was going to be just a deposit and then a pet fee. That's it. And
you can read the contract you signed, my dude. You have the ability for English to be read.
Well, I actually had to call them and correct it because they tried to pay me double rent at the new house. And I was like, this is not right. Like, you're not paying me a prorated rent. That's ridiculous. So I had to call them and they got that fixed, which ended up being, I think it was like $1,800 divided by 4. But yeah, they tried paying me or charging me for way more than I had anticipated. And I literally had to be like, dude, like, I don't know if it's because I'm a new homeowner and it's easier for them.
Homeowner?
Or not homeowner, renter. Sorry, I'm not really familiar with the home stuff.
So we're borrowing to do something we're not super familiar with. American way, baby.
Look, I'll be the first to admit I am way too prideful, and the whole reason with my other house and even not house, my apartment and this house is I was in a previous relationship where that person and there's his he had a house. I think he got like $10,000 he got to pay for a house. It was like a family loan house. And I was paying at my apartment, and his family wanted me to break my lease and all of that and move out of my apartment, which it's a good thing I didn't.
What their family wants, but go ahead.
Well, they always made me feel like because I did.
Yeah, then I would break up.
Well, yes. Well, they'd make me feel like because I had an apartment and they had a house and this and that, and so
they looked down upon you.
Oh, all the time.
Because you had an apartment? What?
Yes.
Maybe you want to be in a more walkable community, or maybe you want to be closer to people anyway. Well, there's many reasons to live in an apartment. Maybe you wanted to live a more transitory lifestyle.
I moved into that apartment because it literally is right next door to Black's Barbecue. And when I first moved there, I didn't have a car yet. And so I could just walk to work every day. And I would try to explain things like that to them. And they literally would just constantly say, oh, you're just in an apartment. You just work at Black's Barbecue. And that was really infuriating for me. And I did after I got.
And the boyfriend was okay with this?
Oh my God, yes. Total mama's boy.
Then leave.
Well, I should now. It's been 2 years since he broke up, so now I can see that.
Oh, he broke up.
Oh yeah, he left me. He literally left all of my shit on a driveway. It's a good thing I didn't break my lease at the apartment because then I would have been homeless. So I moved out because he wanted me to get rid of my dog, and I didn't want to do that. Yeah.
Why?
They wanted me to get rid of my dog.
Communist?
No, seriously. Those were freaking horrible people, and I still feel much disdain for them.
No, now I dislike them, because how do you dislike a dog?
Yep. Yeah, no. They wanted me to get rid of the dog, and then they tried being like, oh, I cannot believe you would pick a dog over a boyfriend.
Yes.
I would. I was like, what boyfriend makes you pick between your dog and you, the dog I've known longer, I've had longer.
Why would they want you to get rid of a dog?
They said that she was destructive. She was an outside
was
dog.
She?
She definitely.
Oh, it's not this pup?
No. Oh my God, no. I bought a golden retriever at the outlets a couple years ago.
Is she not destructive?
Well, she's just really hyperactive. I guess she would like rip things up in the yard. Trivial things I felt. Once they got into a fight and it
Golden
was
retrievers are expensive. Did you just adopt it from like a shelter somehow?
No. I saw her in the shelter. She was the cheapest dog and she was huge.
She was the cheapest dog, a golden retriever?
Yes. Well, they had like these little like pugs and stuff that were like $5-6 grand. And
How much was the golden?
She was $1,700.
How did you pay for that?
It was the first loan I had ever taken out.
Oh,
I got there. Well,
I like to believe I'm a responsible person.
that Capital One credit card was supposed to be the emergency credit card.
No, it was Chipotle. It was Chipotle. It was DoorDashing some Chinese food.
Well, in the moment, it feels like purchases that are necessary.
Chipotle? How is Chipotle necessary in any way whatsoever? What the f*** are you talking about?
Chipotle is fuel for power.
Shut the f*** up.